Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel InfoLearn, and today we try to do the practice on Python. And in Python, today we try to do the practice on important data structure. So the data structure which I'm going to discuss in today lab, that is list data structure. Okay, so list is a very important data structure. So here we call the data structure. So what is the data structure? Data structure basically hold or store the data in a particular way or shape. So we have to understand this because we store the data every time in the system. That's why important to understand the data structure. So there are a couple of data structure in the Python. So example, list, dictionary, tuples, and sets as well. So these are the basically important data structure which we will use. Apart from, we have a traditional data sets, example data structures like array, queue, and linked list. So these can be separately, we can implement it in the Python language easily. But nowadays, in a data analysis point of view, very important are the list here. So I think it is important to discuss list. You can get your data and you can start your analysis very easily. Okay, so here, very first start our day. Let's try to see. We try to always import OS because we want to make a screen clear. Then I will use which functions here CLS. Okay, then you can see I can clear it, and you will see here this is basically my file lab 03 because today lab is lab third, right here. This is our third lab, so that's why I think good practice to create a file with the same name. And you know very well how to create the file. You can click here or you can press Ctrl Shift A button from keyboard and you can create a file very easily. Okay, and it will be stored and you can see on the Solution Explorer very easily. Now you can also cross check that file also should be here with test path. Please remember the path should be the correct one, otherwise you cannot execute your script, Python script. Can you see right now I'm on the right location? That's why it is good to start the practice. Okay, so let's start the practice here. So what is the list here? So list is a very important data structure which basically store the data, which store the some items, or you can say the elements, which can separate by the commas. So separated mean to say comma, you can use the comma basically. And you can use the important bracket, that is the square bracket, we use it. So let's try to create a list example here. We take the same example. Always we take a real world example student. So suppose you want to create a list and the list name is a student. Okay, and list name is student and you want to store some student attributes or value. Remember, so list always has a valid name which is the student here, and then after this is the operator, assign operator, assignment operator, and this is the actually symbol. So you can see here this is a off bracket, or other words square bracket. So this is important to use. Okay, so other data sets, other data structures used don't use this one. Okay, so sometimes they use this bracket, okay, which we will see later on when the time comes here. So now, so what can be the student attributes? Very easily you can put some names, some class, or somehow. So I told you about the specification of this list. So first of all, let's see, give the name, suppose Peter. This is a actually name of the student. Suppose this is pretending, only hypothetical. So you can put your own information as well. Try to use your own name, class, or roll number, or whatever you want to do. Let's see example, this is student, and this is a string actually. Now let's see what is this 30. I'm assuming that this is, I suppose, age of the student. Okay, so now let's see, students also works part-time in any company or some here. Then we have to put some salary here. Example, let's see, 4,000 dollar or euro, whatever you can put. And also I'm interested to put in point value. That means float or double type of a values here. And here you can also put a example grade here. You can put a. Okay, what does it mean? The grade mean to say what is the grade of study. And same way you can put more and more information after the comma. So practically what we did, I can write here. So list having different values, or you can also say this is a mixed type of a value. Okay, so practically list is the data structure which store the mixed type of a values very easily. Okay, string, float, boolean, or some integer. You see here, this is the string actually, and this is the integer, and this is the floating value here, and this is the character. So right now what I did, I just created my list very easily in the Python, and the list name is student. Now what I want to do, so let's do the step by step understanding this list here. Okay, so now what you can write here, so you want to print the list here. So print the list with its name practically. Okay, so if you want to print the list very easily, very easy command or function practically here, print function. So we discussed last time, and nothing to do, you have to pass here the list name. Okay, name of the list here. Can you see right now? Student. No need to put here such a string here. Okay, otherwise it will be the bad. Okay, this is not actually constant string. Okay, so that's why I'm ignoring this characters. So guys, here we created a list, and the list can be easily printed on the screen. Okay, so you can print your list very easily. Now what we can do more here, so print the list element with index. So here what we can write here, print list element elements with index. So what is this index actually? Try to understand this index. So index start from always 0. So what we can do here, so here just write the same way you calling the uh, list here, and give the indexing value here. You can give a 0, and the 0 start from here, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I know this is the name. Okay, so I can put the name very easily as a constant string. So what I can write here like this. Okay, and don't forget to give the comma here. Okay, so this is a constant string and this is the comma, just like a C language we use that. So here this is the index value of the first of the list actually. So 0 mean to say first element here. So now if you will execute it, you will see which element will come out, only name. Okay, the name element is there. So similarly you can try with all indexing as you want here. So what I want to do, just I want to copy some stuff, the same code, and I want to paste it here. Example, I know this is the age. And what is this one? This example, suppose this is a salary. Okay, if he or she works part-time, and here you can write example grade. So you know very well here, this start from 0, 1, 2, and this is the 3. So I know I have a 4 element, start with the 0 and goes up to the 3. So now you will see here. So I can print very easily name, age, salary, and grade with the help of indexing. I hope you understand the list starting from 0 and goes up to the n. So n basically here, the 4 here. 3 here. So there are 4 elements practically. So you can also see example here, uh, n minus 1 practically. So because here I know there are a, how to put example, 4 elements minus 1. That means it should be indexing looks like a 3. Okay, so that's why I can start with the 0 comma 1 comma 2 and something like that. So please try to understand, this is basically the indexing in the list, indexing of the list here. Okay, so now what we can do, we try to do print the age and salary element, only print age and salary of a student. So suppose what we can do here, this is a only comments here. Okay, so what we can do here, so if you want to print the age and salary of the student, so what we can do here, I just want to, so what I can write here, age and salary. Okay, so this is the only example here. So here, what should I do here? I have to use the again index. So what I can do here, example here, start with, because I know age is here. That means I can write here 1. And this is important, like a range practically. It will show the colon. Colon mean to say like a range here. And I can put it here 1 colon 3. What does it mean? That means it will basically start with the first index and will go to the second index here. So third index should be skipped or like a jumped here. Okay, so here 3 will be skipped, and we try to see here. Let's try to execute it. Can you see I'm able to print the grade very easily here, but I want to print here this one, age and salary. Can you see age and salary? I can easily extract from the list. Okay, so this is the age and this is the salary. How? Because of 1 colon 3. So what happens here? Start from here. This is 1, 2. Okay, and this is 3. So 3 is A, but in this case it will be skipped. Okay, so you can try with this such a practice very easily. So now what we want to do, example, let's see here. Suppose now print name only. Let's try to do with another way. So now what I want to do, I want to just remove such a lines. Okay, and here is okay. So now what I will use, I will use the same line over here, and then what I can write here, name. So suppose I want to print the name. So in the case of name, you want to print. So what you will do here, so we can also use a example colon. So what does it mean? That means we are starting actually, right? So we are starting with the which index here, 1 here. Okay, so please try to see here. So like a Peter here, that means this is a 0 here. Okay, so now here you please try to see it is a age here. So my target is to print the name here. So what I want to do, I want to just like eliminate the first index here, just like here 3 has been skipped. So what I can use, I can just use such a concept here. So what will happen here, only the name will be come from the list, and because here before colon there is nothing. Okay, so this is the way you can try with the list very easily. Okay, so this is the idea to use it. And then after, what we can use, example now, print list 2 times, 3 times, etc., something like that. So here, what you can do here, what is the list name here? Example student. Okay, so here you have nothing to do, just you can easily print very easily, just making a multiply with 2. Okay, and here you can write here uh, duplicate, something like that. So just creating a duplicate list over here. So here, let's try. Can you see right now? So it will just create a duplicate list. If you want to make a triple list, just make it multiply. So you will see here, make a it will print your list 3 times over here. Can you see right now? The list will be the same, but the content has been published or printed 3 times, twice, thrice, or something like that. So you can change your list based on your choice. So you see how it can work directly with the sum operator. This is operator and some constant value, and it works well. Okay, so now we can try to do, let's try to concatenate. Concatenate mean to say like a joint the list. So how we can join the list actually? So very easy to use. So nothing to do, just change this symbol. Okay, and here you can write here concatenate or like a joint something. Okay, you can write here very easily. So I think it is good. So can you see right now? It is just like a joint here. Okay. So basically we cannot say like this is a difference practically. So multiply is also saying the multiply, but actually this is the concate. This is like a trick actually. So you can use more here. So this is like a concatenation. So example here you can put. Okay. So you will see here your list is going to be added, concatenated. Similarly, we use the multiply operator. Okay. Multiply with the some numbers, your choice. Basically it is just like a concatenating in the different way. Okay, so this is the basically concatenation operation uh, in the list very easily. Now we talk about some basic more operations in the list. Okay, so let's try to do it here. Clear screen here and let's see. Okay, so now let's try to understand some more list operations. I should say operations. So what are the list operations we have? First of all, example here, append operations. So what you want to do, example, suppose you have idea you want to add. So suppose append city of a student. So very easy to do that. So there is a no problem. You can try with calling the list very easily. And here you have some methods over here. Okay, so you can use some functions here. In Python we have inbuilt functions. So student dot append. So now here this is like a function, this looks like a functions here, and here you can give the city name, example Budapest city. So student dot append. So what will happen now? It will append a city. Okay, and you will see what is the output here. Okay, so let's try to see. Can you see right now? It was the original value of a list, but what is the new list which is updated? I try to add one more element. Okay, please have a look. This element is added at a last. Okay, that means I can easily perform the append operation. Okay, so this is the append operation, which basically add the element in the last of the list practically. Okay, and now insert. So we can also make a insert operations here. Okay, so what we can do, example, it is your choice what you want to do here. Example, insert course name uh, in between somewhere in list. You can write up to you, but in that case use index or somehow. Okay, so in that case what we will use, we have to use the index value. So using the list is very easily, call the list. Okay, and after call the list you can call the method. Which method? Insert method. So insert method is very easy. So in this example here you can see, let's see here we have a this list over here. Okay, or maybe here, because last list is the same one because it is appended here. So now let's see 2. So this is actually index value. Okay, because I know Peter, this name is on the 0 index, age is in the second, and third is the salary here. So now I want to make a second index. What I want to do, I want to make a second with student course. Okay, so example, BS. Okay, so this is the Bachelor of Science, and I can put it here and just print our list. Okay, and it will be done. And let's see what will be the output here. Can you see right now the second, not second, actually third index. So I put a second, that means it's third, because in the beginning I told you the indexing. So BS course, where it comes, where it stored, third position. So with the help of second index, I can store at third position the course of the student very easily. Okay, so guys, you understand the difference between the append and the insert. So insert can be anywhere in the list. Append mean to say at the end of the list practically. Okay, so this is the two most popular operations which is need to be understand later in the data analysis. We will use it directly. Okay, okay, so now what we can do more here, we try to do some more operation. Example, how we can change mean to say update the list here, something like that. It is very interesting. I think we use last week with very nice operator. So so example, what is the age here? 30. So you think you are thinking that update the list, update the age of the student, age of student with the new value. Suppose new value can be 35, suppose. So now you have to change it. Again, who will help us? Only the index value will help us. So what we can do here, so directly you can call the list. So you will call the list, but use the index here. Where is the age? On the first, second position, but second position will be denote with the first index. Okay, so here you can use a assignment operator. So now what will happen? So it will change the value. You can cross check your result every time here. Okay, so here you see, can you see the previously it was 30. Now I immediately change the age. So your task is to be, you can change the other element based on your choices. Okay, so this is the way you can understand the list operation very easily. Okay, now as we created it, we can also remove some element. Okay, so you can remove the list element again with the very easily method, that is the remove method. So how we can use that? We can use a remove operation, remove method very easily. Okay, so it can be just like a insert. So you can insert with the help of index. But in that case, no need to use an index, I think. So remove the suppose course which we recently added. Okay, so you want to remove the course, so call the list very easily, and here call the which method, remove method. So under the remove, what you will do, you will just give the exact name of the element. Don't make a mistake or a spelling error, otherwise variable can be mismatched. And here, now here you can see it will be, let's see, it should be removed or not. Great, can you see right now BS? Okay, it was there, but right now it is no more in my latest list. So guys, same way you can remove anything you want. Example, salary you can remove the grade, you can remove the city as well. Okay, you can try very easily. Okay, so it is very easy to use it. But there is a one more operation which we will see here. Remove you see here right now. And what I can use here, I can use a pop. So pop out. Okay, so it can also help us to remove the item. Okay, so I should say pop out. Okay, so pop out the element. So basically we can also use this method very easily. Okay, but here the difference is element with the help of a index. Yes, it will same like insert. Here insert, you will asking us the index value here, right? Example 2 here. Okay, so same way pop will also ask you some index value here. So here you see pop is also available here. Okay, so pop, what it will does for us, it will pop out. So example, let's see what you want to pop out. Example, let's see 1. Okay, so here which element will be pop out, which will be on the first index mean to say second location. So second location is here, I think. This age is no more here in the list, so age has been pop out. So guys, you understand the again difference between both remove and pop out. So first I use the remove the course. Okay, so if you want to use a remove, don't use index, directly give the value. Okay, if you want to pop out, please give the index. So I have given you two different options to remove the elements from the list. Okay, so this way you can use very easily some operations in the list. Okay, so this is very easy to use it. Okay, so I hope you can get it, these most important operations. Let's try to do a little bit more here. So I think it is enough. We can remove this stuff here, and let's see here. I can just again do some more practice here. Okay. Okay, so we are on the previous position where we were right now. So suppose we have a list. Okay, now what I want to use, so suppose I want to make a counting operations. So example, count the name of city. So what I want to use here, I can put one more. I can directly put here, example, this city. Okay, so can you see right now? So you can try to use such a example up to your choice here. So now what I want to use, I will create a short variable, my small variable, that is a count. So count mean to say C. So I want to call the list here. Okay, and then after I have a count operations. So sometimes some methods are directly associated with the list. Okay, but some are not. So but it is interesting, in Python we have interesting methods which can help us, so which help with the data manipulations. So count will help me. So here, so what I want to count, example, this city, right? Okay, and now I can just print this variable. Okay, so I can print this variable. So up to you here, you can write a count very easily. Okay, so I think it is okay. And let's try to see what happens now. So now my target is to be, I have a list, I want to count a specific list. So think about if you have a file, in your file, you have a some value, a attribute which is coming uh, many times and you want to count it. So very simply, it will help you. Okay. So count method is very helpful for counting specific value into the list. Sure, you can have a tuples, you have a sets, you have a dictionary, you can also apply with the count. But I think it is good because we are using the data structure. So it is important how to use the data structures and manipulating the things, right? So it is very nice to use it. Okay, so now let's try to use one more operations what I want to do. So let's see, try to do the indexing. So how to find the, try to find index, try to find the index basically. So example, index of a salary in this example, and see, and because right now you can see very easily, but in the real life you will have a long list of the data. If you will have a long file, 100 people, 200 people, so in that case it is interesting to use uh, the methods in the Python. So right now what I want to use, you will use suppose I, and what is, this is your own variable very simply, and here you can use the index. So very interesting method which help you for finding out the position of the any value into the file. So example, give the right value. Okay, so because it is integer, no need to give the commas or some different operators. Okay, so otherwise it will be give you the error. So right now you can print the I, and here you can write here index, and here you can give, because it is a string, so it makes sense to make it. Okay, so what is the index of our salary? You can see it will give you that it comes on the second index. It is true because name is on the 0, age on the 1, and salary on the second index. Okay, so guys, this is basically the index method. Okay, you can try such a method very easily. Okay, so now what we can do here, so let's try to find out the size. So you can use the length of the list actually. So length of the total number of items actually, right? Total number of a total number of items or elements in a list. So in that case, what we will use, we will use again a new method. Okay, you will just apply on the list very easily. Okay, so here you will find out here somehow, here there will be some method example L, it should be here len, that is the length. So what will happen here, so it will just give you len, you can give the name as well. I think this is nice. Okay, uh, so here print which variable, len. Okay, so here you can write size, something like this. So here that means len is not available here. Not, it's not like not available here. That means we are not able to retrieve the length here. So here we have to use or pass the value here. Can you see object has no attribute len? Okay, list here. That means we cannot directly use here the length here. So idea is to be use remove this list here, then it will make sense, right? Okay, because it is looks like a not a direct method. It is written in the error. Can you see object has no attribute len? Okay, that means it is not associated with the our list, like index here, like a count here. Okay, but we can use indirectly. Okay, so what is the parameter you want to pass here? So example student here. Okay, I think this is nice. Okay, so that's why it is like a indirect method to use the operations with the help of list here. Now please see here, it will give you the size of list here. So you know what is the size? Size mean to say how many elements are there. Okay, that means 6. Okay, that means len length is the indirect operation, because I have to pass here the value of the list. Otherwise previously we directly use the dot options dot method and it was done. Okay, so you can use such a very important operations or method in the Python language. Directly you can apply on the list. Okay, and here, so what you want to do, similarly, you have a one more operation example here. Let's see, clear all data or items in a list here. So here, what we can do, so we have to clear all the data. So very easily, I think it is a direct method. We will have something. Yes, we have something directly associated with this list. So here you have to be directly use this. So you can use a student dot clear. Okay, and then after you can, if you want to show your results, so here what you can use here, just you can just give the value here after clear or remove. What will be the answer here in our list? You will see something missing. Yes, it is missing. Can you see after clear I found my all elements has been removed or destroyed somehow. That means I can apply the clear method directly on the list. That will remove all the item, remove all the elements from the list very easily. Okay, so similarly you can do some more task over here. Example here, what you want to do, let's see here. This time what we do, we try to do some more. Okay, this time what we want to use, we want to use some numbers directly, integer list here. So suppose you have a how to say, some marks of a students. Example, you want to give the 10, 5 and 50 and 70. Okay, so what does it mean? Now you can see here, you have some marks of a students and you can directly print marks of the student very easily. Okay, so here you can see I have a 4 marks in the student in student marks list here. So now what I want to do, so first of all I want to make a very easy operation, that is the reverse operations. So example, you have to make it some reverse. Okay, marks here reverse. So try to use reverse. So this method directly associated with the list. That means it is easy to use it. And then after you can use a marks. Okay. And here, can you see right now? Okay, now we take a one more example of some marks of a student. So what I want to use, I want to put some marks of a student, example 100. So second marks you can give 200, 50, and then you can give suppose 500. Now you can print very easily the marks list, okay, and you will see the result, what happens here. Okay, so now what I did, I just created the new list. The list name is marks, which store some numbers. Okay, and I can print very easily. Okay, now what I want to do, first of all, I want to call the list. Okay, and then what I want to use, sort. Okay, so sort ascending order by default. And let's see what happens now with my marks list here. Can you see right now? So it will help me to sort. So practically here it sort in ascending order all the list elements. Okay, it will help us. So now one more you can try, but if you want to make it reverse order, you have to use the reverse parameter here. You can find here, this is the parameter here. Okay, it has a two options, two value, true or false. You can make it true or false. Okay, so please try to use a make it true. If it is true, then what will happen, it will make it a opposite sorting. Okay, that means you can use sort method directly on your list. Okay, and you can also use some parameter and it will help you. Okay, now I want to show you one more operations about it. Okay, and now, okay, so now what will happen, my target is to be, don't use the direct method. So here we have a something new. I want to create a new variable, new. I will use a Python method that is sorted. Okay, try to understand, sorted is not a direct method with the attached with the list, so we have to use explicitly. So sorted, then pass the marks here. Okay, so now what will happen, it will just will actually, it will not update the real list but store the result into the new variable. Okay, so now it, because previously we saw we just use a sort which will directly work with the list, but it will not do. So that's why I have to take the new variable. Okay, so what I can write here, I have to write here will not update the real list. So it will not update the real list, but we can, we stores in new variable. Okay, and new variable is new here. Okay, and now what we want to use, we want to print. So how we can print here, you can write here a example real. Now you will see very easily that what will happen here. Example, I want to show you marks because we have to show the difference. Okay, what is the real value in the marks and what are the new, what is the new, mean to say change here, like this here. So what is the name, new. Okay, so So what happens? I just try to print the original list and then after the updated list actually, right? So I can give the new name marks 2 as well. This is my choice. Okay. So it can be also possible. Now let's try to see what will happen. I want to show you the result. Can you see the real value is the same which it was the real. Okay, but what happens in the new value? What happens? It is basically making a sorting. Okay, and you can store it. So this is the real difference between the sort and sorted. Okay, so you can use it very easily. So same way you can try with the reverse sorting very easily. You can also try with the reverse sorting very easily. Okay, so similarly you can do more and more operations that. So today I think I try to cover as much as almost important and vital operations which we mostly use on the list data structures. Okay, so please try to do the practice with your lab as much as you can do it. Okay, and I hope you can do more practice. If you have any query and question, please don't hesitate to write in the comment section. I try to help you, and we will see you hopefully in my next lab with the new data structures and maybe with the new topic. And please till then keep doing the good practice and have a nice day. Stay blessed and bye.